Hello viewers, welcome again to my YouTube channel English for Intermediate Classes. This is Deepak Kumar West, lecturer, Government Intermediate College, Chaurasan, Chamoli, Uttarakhand. Today we will proceed to the second part of the second lesson, Lost Spring from Flamingo. The second story is I Want to Drive a Car. This story is about a little boy Mukesh who is from Firozabad and whose family is engaged in their age-old tradition of bangle making. As you know, Firozabad is famous for glass blowing industries and bangle industries as well. So the story goes like this. Mukesh insists on being his own master. I'll be a motor mechanic, he announces. Do you know anything about cars? I ask. I'll learn to drive a car, he answers, looking straight into my eyes. His dream looms like a mirage. Amidst the dust of streets that fill his town, Firozabad, famous for its bangles, every other family in Firozabad is engaged in making bangles. It is the center of India's glass-blowing industry where families have spent generations working around furnaces, welding glass, making bangles for all women in the land, it seems. Explanation. The writer Anish Chand one day met a boy named Mukesh who had an ambition of becoming a motor mechanic. This was a brave boy who has a daring to think beyond his family's occupation. He has a different ambition than his family tradition. His family tradition was to engage in the bangle making industry, but he wanted to become his own master. He wanted to become a motor mechanic. Then writer asked him if he knew anything about cars. If you want to become a motor mechanic, that means you should know about cars. Then she asked him. The boy was confident and replied that he would learn to drive a car. His dreams was far away from reality actually. Although the boy was confident, the writer fears that he would succumb to the pressure of his family and society because they cannot think of any other profession than the glass blowing and bangle making because they are poverty stricken, they are poor. Nobody can help them. They have no money to go into other profession, and they have no money to learn other profession. So as he lived in Firozabad, which was famous for glass bangles, the writer felt that the boy's dream would not be materialized, and gradually he will get influenced by his family and his community and his society. She wanted to say that as every family in the town of Firozabad was involved in glass making, glass blowing or glass bangle industry, so would Mukesh do with the passage of time. She tells us that Firozabad was the main town of India for the glass blowing industry. The families has been involved in working at furnaces, welding glasses, making bangles for generations. That was their family lineage, and they made so many bangles. It seemed that they made bangles for the women of the whole world. So next paragraph. Mukesh's family is among them. None of them know that it is illegal for children like him to work in the glass furnaces with high temperatures in dingy cells without any air and light. That the law, if enforced, could get him, and all those 20,000 children out of the hot furnaces where they slog their daylight hours, often losing the brightness of their eyes. Now, among the among them, one of the family is of Mukesh, who are engaged in glass blowing and bangle making. But they do not know, their parents do not know that it is unlawful, it is illegal to employ children in such hazardous industries like glass blowing, because they work in furnaces with high temperatures, which is unhygienic and which are very hazardous for the little children like Mukesh. And their workplace is also very unhealthy. They work in small cells, dingy cells, which are not properly maintained. The air, which are devoid of air and light, there is no proper ventilations. And writer says if the law will be enforced, then the law would get all the children, all the 20,000 children who are employed there out of the industry, and where the children also often lose their brightness of their eyes. They lost their eyes before becoming an adult, because of the in this tender age they work in furnaces. It gives them many health hazards. Now I continue the paragraph. Mukesh's eyes beam as he volunteers to take me home, which he proudly says is being rebuilt. We walk down stinking lanes choked with garbage, past homes that remain hovels with crumbling walls, wobbly doors, no windows, crowded with families and humans and animals coexisting in the primeval state. He stops at the door of one such house, bangs a wobbly iron door with his foot and pushes it open. We enter a half-built shack in one part of it, thatched with dead grass, that is firewood stove, over which sits a large vessel of sizzling spinach leaves. On the ground, in large aluminium platter, are more chopped vegetables. A frail young woman is cooking the evening meal for the whole family. Through eyes filled with smoke, she smiles, says the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. Not much older in years, she has begun to command respect as the Bahu, the daughter-in-law of the house, already in charge of three men: her husband, Mukesh, and their father. Okay. Mukesh was happy as he took the writer to his home. He wanted to show her his home. He felt proud as he informed her that it was being renovated. They walked down the street, which were very full of garbage and gave a foul smell, a very bad smell. The streets were lined with slums, which were unsteady and very polluted and very stinky. The walls were falling apart. The walls of their houses were falling apart. Doors were broken or very uneven and unsteady. There were no windows and were the full of families where people lived along with animals. Means Their animals and the human beings were living in the same hut, same cottage. They reminded the writer of the prehistoric men who lived just like animals. Means they were just living like animals, as the primitive man used to live in the primitive or prehistoric age. Mukesh stopped in front of one such door, hit it hard with his foot, and pushed it open. Then, inside that room, what they see, the house where Mukesh lived was partially constructed hut. It was not even fully constructed, only partially constructed hut. In one corner was firewood stove made with dead grass, and a vessel with spinach leaves was kept on it, on the ground. And there were more plates with chopped vegetables in them. There was a thin young woman cooking the evening meal for the family. Her eyes were full of smoke because she was burning the wood or grass in the chulha or stove. It was, but she was still cheerful, and smiled when she saw the writer. And she was the who was she? She was the wife of Mukesh's elder brother. Although she was not much older in age, and she was not much older than Mukesh as well, she was a responsible person and was worthy to get respect from the family as the Bahu, as the daughter-in-law of the family. And she took care of three men, her husband and Mukesh and their father. Next, when the older man enters, she gently withdraws behind the broken wall and brings her veil closer to her face as custom demands. Daughter-in-law must veil their faces before male elders. In this case, the elder is an impoverished bangle maker. Despite long years of hard labor, first as a tailor, then a bangle maker, he has failed to renovate a house, send his two sons to school. All he has managed to do is teach them what he knows, the art of making bangles. Now, as Mukesh's father entered the house, the daughter-in-law hid behind the wall and she covered her face behind her veil. A veil is a part of the sari which is used to cover the head and face. Okay, it was a tradition for the daughter-in-law to. It is very usual tradition in our villages as well. It was a tradition for daughters-in-law to hide their face in the presence of the older male members of the family. And the elder here was a poor bangle maker, the father of Mukesh. He had worked hard all his life. First, he was a tailor, and then he became a bangle maker. He was still not able to either renovate the house or send his sons to school. He was unable to give them better education. He had just managed to teach him the skill of making bangles, which was their age-old tradition, family tradition, and which they have learned from their forefathers. That's it for this video. In the next video, I will continue the lesson. Till then, thank you and goodbye.